Hey guys, it's Ian from Batman Batgirl back at you with another video review, and today I'll be doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Shell Donatello, one of the Ninja Turtles. I have all four. I'm going to review them. I don't know when. I'm not going to make any promises. Other than that, I'm going to make any promises, of course, because I'm not too good with that. I do promise that there shall be a video review of Donnie up on the channel, because it will be up if you're watching this, so I don't have to worry about breaking that one. Oh, no. But this is Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. 2012 one, that is. The one that's on Nickelodeon. Although, because there have been lots. And the one that's currently on. And Donnie is the brains of the operation, or as the theme song says, the fellow has a way with machines. So, yes, he is my favorite character. I really like him being, you know, all techno and that. The scientist of the team. That's why he is my favorite. Now, the two figures they have the normal one, and they have the Battle Shell one. The small Battle Shell and the big Battle Shell. I didn't get the big Battle Shell because they're too big for my collection. And honestly, I like the face sculpts on the smaller ones anyway, because I just feel these smaller ones are a better size. But the small ones are far more accurate, which is why I would recommend, if you're going to get one, getting the Battle Shell action figures. They have more weapons, but better than the fact that they have more weapons, they are more accurate to the show than the original, which is because when they first designed the original toys, they had not actually decided permanently what the final show would look like. Sorry about that. So they didn't know what they were going to have them look like, which is understandable, I guess. I'm trying to figure out how to fold this thing, and I am failing. Give me... Okay, Jesus. Okay, so sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna figure out how to fold up this little brochure, which I guess I should show it to you. The four guys come with a little ad brochure thing with all the figures they say that you should spend your money on. And those are the big battle shells right there, which I would not get. But these is a list of all the figures you should get, you know, the normal looking ones, which aren't as accurate. If you want reviews of the normal looking ones, I would suggest Optibotimus. He's got good reviews of those. I will not have reviews of those, most likely, because I do not plan on purchasing them. So don't hold your breath for me to review them. Sorry about that, by the way, the whole Starscream coronation thing. Oopsies. Alright, on to the review. So yeah, here's Donnie. Much better detail. His muscles aren't as buff, and there's less detail on the figure. But I'm okay with that, because it's more accurate in the process. The muscles weren't as toned, and there weren't as many scratches in the show. So I prefer this figure. So I guess first let's look at how he stacks up with his brothers. He is taller than Mikey, and he's the tallest of the four. He's, you know, taller than all. Let's move it back a little. Him and Mikey, who form as they were called by Mikey in one of the episodes, the B Team. And then here you got Raph. All four of them together, and that's how they look together. Now let's push these guys to the side. They don't matter. That's not who we're talking about. This is who we're talking about. So let's on to the articulations. Head is on a ball joint, so very tight that it can go 360 degrees and go up and down. Very nice face sculpt, by the way. Let's see if I can get it to focus on that. There we go. I love the face sculpt. And as you can see, he's got the gap on the teeth. He's got the gap. Yay! So, articulation, his arms can rotate 360 degrees. However, this one is hindered by the Battle Shell hinge. Sorry about that again. His arm can rotate up roughly that far, which is nice. This one, as you can see, can also rotate, and it has better... Shut up, Starscream! And he can rotate 360 degrees at the elbow. He can bend roughly 90 degrees at the elbow, and he can rotate at the wrist, so he can get some nice poses. His legs can rotate forward, and his crotch part of the shell bends so that you don't have to worry about breaking it, so you can get some nice articulation. And it's a nice rubber, so you don't have to feel like it's breaking in or gonna warp. And if you and he can rotate at the legs, you can then rotate it and have him do, like, you know, hua karate kick. He rotates below the knee, or at the knee, I should say, and he bends his leg at the knee. I would prefer to double joint, to be quite honest, but this is totally fine for any pose I could want. And so there he is. It's his articulation. Again, let's get him, you know, a good look at the sculpt on his chest, on the belt, a couple scratches on the belt. And just kind of got his 3-finger toesies on his footsies. His 3-finger toesies. His 3-toed feet. Good lord, that was horrific. So he's got his bow staff back here, which just slides into a little slot holder on his back. You can pull this out. Bow staff looks really nice. I do like it. You can just kind of slide it in his hand like so. And do this. You know, there you go. Waha, I'm Donatello. By the way, one thing I'd like to add real quick before I go on to the next feature, and this is how I like to pose him, by the way, on my shelf with his staff, because I love staffs. So, you know. Haha, Donatello with his staff. Anyway, something I'd like to warn you, when you get this figure, when you open it up, be very careful when you're pulling him out of the package, because the weapons in his battle shell, the throwing stars do not peg in, they just slide in. So if you're not careful when you're taking him out, you could accidentally lose those throwing stars. Because, like, let me show you. You come around here, and because one of the feature is that battle shells, because when you flip it open, you open it up, and you got the weapons. Now, each turtle has a secondary weapon and 2 unique throwing stars, and they're made out of the same plastic of their weapons, like the weapons tray for the original figures. So you pop off. So this, you know, his first of 2 weapons, I'll put him to the side, is a little, like, nunchuck-esque bow staff. However, I'm not a fan of this weapon, really, just because the plastic is so stiff, I'm afraid to try and bend it out any more than this, because I'm worried that the chain is gonna break due to stress marks, and get big stress marks and breaks, and I don't want that. Plus, I don't really plan to display him with this anyway, but if you so chose, Donnie could hold him a little nunchuck staff. So, then the other 2 features he has, as I'm sure you're aware, are his 2 throwing stars. As I said, these do not peg in. I mean, you want to be careful. I mean, you know, they're on the little slot, and then you just angle them, and they fall out with no things. Now, this is his throwing star, and these are nice throwing stars. Each figure has individual throwing stars. Donnie's look different than everyone else's. And in mold, he comes with 2, and if you want him to hold them, you can wedge them between his 2 turtle fingers, like so. And then you can have him hold his 2 throwing stars like he's about to throw them. Prepare for annihilation! Although I don't think Donnie's going to sound like that. It was a terrible interpretation, but you can do that. I do think I might have him displayed on my shelf like this at some point. However, I, of course, am just going to have him stored with everything put up. So let's just go ahead. As you can see, so when you open his shell up, first you got this little slot, and you just kind of very gently place his throwing stars on these. And like I said, you want to be very careful when you're putting these in, and when you're pulling and you're opening them up, because these will fall out. There is no friction there. It's just they just sit in there, and they're held in place by the nunchuck bow staff thing. So be very, very careful. So then you get his little nunchuck staff, and you actually, it's specific which way you put it in there. This middle section has a thinner part, and the thinner part has to be on top. Hurry up before my camera dies. And you just want to do that, and then, like I said, you know, this can slide in his back, like so. But I like to have him hold it. Okay, so sorry about that cut in there. I'm gonna edit that to the best of my abilities. But yeah, so wrapping this up, this is Donnie and his mode. I like to stand him like this. I love this figure. I highly recommend him. He's roughly 8 something, like 8.89 is what I got him for at Target. He's an amazing figure. I would recommend you go pick him up at the store right now because this is definitely the Donnie I would get. It's more accurate than the other, even though it's got less detail, and it's so much fun in your hands to play with. I just love this guy so much. So I highly recommend you go picking him up. Till next time, this is Ian from Batman Batgirl saying, have a great day.